Hey beauties, it's Riri. Welcome back, or welcome if you are new, and welcome on into today's video. I just got in the mail the brand new Plouise A New Chapter collection. I ended up going with chapter 3. Sorry about the lighting. As you can see, it looks like a hardbound book. It is incredibly weighted and heavy. It came in a beautiful box with tons of bubble wrap, which I was grateful for, and it came very, very quickly. I was shocked. If you guys know, I am on a no-buy, but this is my birthday present to myself, so do I feel guilty? No. And I really love Plouise. Again, it's a little bit bulky, but I don't mind that. I love the premise here of you're starting again. It's all about positive affirmation, and I love this concept so much. Yes, it's bulky, yes, it's heavy, but this is literally everything as far as eyeshadows, blushes, bronzers, highlighters, everything. So I opted for chapter 3, which was the neutral option. I do like that it goes from light to dark, and I like the variation of the shimmers to the mattes. I think it is stunning. They did also have like a more like pinky version, and then a more kind of orangey or very warm toned one. I have enough of those, so I decided to get this one. Here are all of the blushes. And again, just a lot of positive affirmation. It says, never dread to turn the page or to grow that little bit older. I know that my journey is a gift and worth the weight on my shoulders. Create your own fairy tale. And of course, it goes very light to very dark. Here are the bronzer shades. Again, it goes very light to very dark. So I also think if you're a working makeup artist, this would be absolute perfection for that. And then like this one, what do you want to achieve in your new chapter? And it has like a little place for you to write down your thoughts. You flip the page, and then the very last page is all the highlighters. Again, going very light to dark. And this says, trust the magic of new beginnings. Remember, it's time to hold your own and to reach your full potential. Take up as much room as you need, babe, because your happiness is the highest essential. And I love that. So I'm incredibly grateful to have this. And also the back of it says, write down 5 positive affirmations, and then a brand new chapter. I love the concept. It is, again, very, very well made. It has the little magnetic closure and stuff like that. So I'm going to do some quick swatches, and this may be a little bit longer of a video. I will speed up the swatch portion as much as I can, and we're going to play with everything. The eyeshadows, blush, bronzer, highlighter, all of it. I am over the moon excited, and I'm so happy to have this, especially for my birthday. Hopefully I get to take a little mini birthday vacation, and I'm taking this with me. I love it. I think it's beautiful. If this gets too long, I do apologize. Thank y'all so much for being here, and y'all know what I say. Grab your tacos and eat tequila, your milk and cookies, your Doritos, Cheetos, or Fritos, whatever's your pleasure, and sit back and relax and enjoy the show. We're going to dive in to the eyeshadow swatches first, and I will start from here and go down and then work my way down just so you guys know what I'm doing. So we have Personal Growth, Chapter 3, already feeling incredibly smooth, and Claim It. Next up are Good News, Progress, and More Opportunity. Oh, I love that shade, More Opportunity. Next up are Embrace Yourself. Again, these all feel incredibly smooth and silky. True Potential and Thriving. Next up are A Lovely Life, Take Control, and I'm Aligned. Next up are I Always Win. This feels more of like a kind of traditional shimmer, if you will. Found My Path and Pretty Heart. And then last up for the eyeshadows are Make Me Proud, More Miracles, and Tell Your Tale. I will say, I feel like they could have gone a little darker, which yes, this is plenty to get you some depth, but y'all hear me out. A little bit darker and then slightly lighter. And then I would have liked to see maybe 1 or 2 more shimmers in here, and a true kind of either very soft, super icy pinky shade, or like a very white icy type of shade for the inner corner and the brow bone. So that's just my little 2 cents. Otherwise, everything is swatching great. This last shade here, Tell Your Tale, it did have a little bit of kick up in the actual pan. None of the other ones have, and it does feel slightly drier. All right, those are all the eyeshadow swatches. Overall, I really love the color story. I would have tweaked it in those couple little ways. I also really love that there's a little bit more warm tones in here. There's some kind of more cool, like purpley leaning browns, and then some neutrality here. I love it. I love it overall. Next up, of course, we're gonna go into the blushes. These also feel very, very soft, very smooth, and very silk-like. So we're starting here. And then the last 4. I'm gonna note, I've never experienced this before, so I'm not quite sure, and it's only done it with the first 4. There's almost like a little bit of a layer on these because I couldn't swatch the first 4 as well, but the second 4 have swatched beautifully. Obviously, swatches are, you know, only indicative for me. I do them so you guys can kind of just like see the true color and maybe see the shades by them, you know, beside other shades. But those did not pick up on my hand very well. I'm just noting it for you guys. Yeah, these are performing way better. That's a little strange. Next up, we will go into the bronzer shades. Again, I will start at the top and go down. Okay, I'm not experiencing that with these. They are swatching on my fingers great. I love all of the different tones and undertones here, and it definitely goes from very light to very dark. And of course the last 4. And then last but not least, of course, we have our highlight shades. Again, I will go from light to dark. These feel incredibly smooth and look very high shine. I love that the second one is like an icy white, but there's a little bit of like goldiness to it. Alright, so hopefully those swatches were helpful to you guys. I'm first going to go in with my Judy brush from the crayon case, the best brush on the planet in my opinion, because we need something, okay? We need some color, we need something going on, okay? I'm going to go between this shade here and this shade here and just tap a little tiny bit of each. I feel like that would be perfect. Again, there is no fallout at all. And I like to start, especially trying a new product, with a less is more approach, and I start closer to the hairline. That way, if it becomes too dark, too rich, too warm, it becomes muddy or patchy. When my hair is down, we will never see that. You know what I'm saying? So again, a little tiny bit between both. And I like to keep my bronzer shades very close to my hairline. I don't like a, you know, bronzer helmet, if you will, but this is blending out really well. It feels very soft. I feel like I could definitely intensify this. So you can see on this side, I built it up just a little bit more, and over here it's very soft and very diffused. So I'm gonna go back into the lighter shade. Oh, that is pretty. And I am so used to, I'm sure a lot of us are, so I think this is a big, you know, key selling point for me on this collection. I go from like the deepest spectrum of light all the way up to very, very tan throughout the year. So for me, I'm always having to make sure that I have X amount of blushes, bronzers, highlighters, etc. And I feel like a lot of us do that, and this literally is enough that I don't need anything else. I'm going into the lightest shade and a touch of the next to the last shade. And I'm gonna do my jawline. Next up, I'm going to go in with the Sonia G brush. This is the Designer Pro. Don't worry, I'm not a bougie bitch, okay? I got this in my lucky bag. And then I think for the blush, I think I'm going to maybe go between these two shades here. And we'll see if it picked up. It's so weird. It's almost like there's a coating there. It picked up fine on the brush. Okay. I'll get up close too and show you guys. Oh yeah. So I can have it nice and diffused, or I can punch it up. And then I like to kind of stay down further this way with my blush and then kind of mix them together. That way it's a nice soft natural gradient. And then let's build it up. Yeah, it's performing great. I'll show you what I'm talking about though. It's almost like there's a weird, kind of like when you have a design on a blush, but it's just after spray, and sometimes it can be a little bit finicky and a little bit harder to pick up until the after spray is gone, because these don't look like that. So I'm kind of wondering if they're going to get hard pan easily. Let me get it real close. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm talking about. There's almost like a, I don't know, like there's a different weird film or a layer there. I don't know how to explain it. It's not on the other ones. I kind of want to go down here to this one with a touch. Oh man. Okay. Thank gosh I went in very light-handed. Oh, but I love that color. So pretty. I'm going to spray my complexion as I always do prior to my highlight. And what this does, whether or not you have oily skin or dry as hell skin like me, this just kind of makes everything kind of become one with the skin as opposed to sitting on top of the skin. It will take away any powderiness or anything like that. And it really just kind of refreshes everything and kind of brings everything to life. I'm going to go into a kind of more flimsy brush for the highlight. I think I'm going to go with probably number 4. I think I'll start here. No fallout at all. And it does pick up beautifully on the brush. I'm actually going to tap that off just a touch. And start at the very top of my hairline. My hairline? No, my cheek. And I do like to mix it and kind of blend it into like my eye look. Obviously I don't have an eye look yet. Oh, I was nervous with how these swatched that they would emphasize texture on me, and it's not. So that makes me so happy. Okay, slight emphasis over here, just a little bit. Not enough to warrant like me being like, oh, I'm not wearing this. I have texture on my skin. It's fine, I'm human. And I actually want to take this, I think, and like really punch it up. So I'm going to pick up a good amount and not tap it off. I just want to see what happens. Wow, okay. And while I was complaining a few minutes ago about I wish there was, you know, X amount of color or X amount of color to do inner corner and stuff, obviously we can go over here. I just stuck my nail in it. Obviously we can go right here to the highlighters, so I'm not mad at it, and I'm going to retract that statement. Yes, look, y'all, I'm on a no-buy, and I feel guilty if I even look at makeup right now, but when they started sneak peeking this, I was like, I'm getting this, and I was afraid I was going to feel guilty, and guess what? I don't, because it's beautiful, and I'm loving it. Alright, let's go into a quick little eye look. I am familiar with their quality, so it's more for me about just kind of, you know, showcasing it for you guys. I'm going to go in with a Clarity Cosmetics K519. It's a like fluffy brush. And I think I'm going to start with Chapter 3, which is the second shade right here. Again, I feel like one lighter matte shade for people that are like, you know, very fair probably would have benefited from this. I am primed with my Alter Ego eye base. I did that prior to starting my filming. That was gifted. And I just want to have this be a little bit of a transition shade. It's not really showing up very much on me, but that's okay. Yeah, if like one lighter matte, and then the shimmers, obviously we can bounce over to our highlighter shades. I really love their formula. I have, you know, a few blushes. I have like a Plouise base. I have a couple palettes, so I really like her quality overall. And she's freaking beautiful, and she's funny and sassy, and I love Paige also, just as a brand owner. Not that I know her personally, but, you know. yeah, I mean, it's like a wash of color, but I'm glad that it's in there. This is the Clarity Cosmetics K1248. It's a teeny tiny like pinched brush. I think I want to go to more opportunity right here. Not a whole lot of pickup in the pan, and it does pick up great on the brush. And I'm going to come slightly lower and kind of build up this outer corner area here real quick, and then take it over probably halfway-ish. These feel really soft. This is like a thinner formula of an eyeshadow. I kind of equate this to like ABH eyeshadows, where they are slightly thinner, so you may have to layer them a little bit more and build them a little bit more. I don't personally mind that. I feel like it makes it incredibly beginner friendly. But, you know, if you know what you're doing and you're a pro, then they're good for that as well, because you already know how to layer up, honey, and do all the things. I want a little bit more depth, a little bit more. I feel like I want to come all the way down here to more Miracles, which is kind of that, like, purpley, plummy brown tone shade. And I want to kiss, holy shoot. I wanted a kiss of color. I'm going to kiss right here. Okay, but it's blending well, thank goodness. And just in the very outer part right here, I want to put this. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty. Okay, I'm going to get a tiny, tiny little bit. There we go. And that's something else too, like, you know, if you feel intimidated by things, it is so easy with something like this, where you have kind of every color under the sun, so to speak, to go in and really find out, hey, what shade works best for me, or what shade works best for this look, what shade works best for my tone and my undertone. I think this is genius. Like, truthfully, this is genius. Like, for me to break my no by, this is something that I really wanted. I'm incredibly happy that I have it. I know I'm going to get a lot of use out of this. Wow, that is so pretty. Ah, pretty, pretty. Let me get a little smudger type brush. This is a, oh no, I can't read that. It's a Luxie something. Sorry guys, I did not wear my glasses or bring them in here with me. I'm going to go back into more Miracles, and I want to put that on the lower lash line and connect it to what I have over here. I'm going to go back in with that Clarity brush and just kiss the edges ever so softly, so I begin that nice little soft gradient. Okay, I love this. Oh, love. Okay, shimmer. I would go super dark just to see. Actually, let me do that. I'll do a darker one on the outer corner. I'm gonna go with I'm Aligned and tuck a tiny bit right here. I don't want to like take over my look completely. This again is kind of more of just a traditional shimmer. I don't really see, you know, like a whole lot of sparkle and shine. There's like a little bit there. And then I'm going to go into the pink shade right here, Claim It, which is a little bit more sparkly. Oh yes, that is pretty. Now I'm going to go over to the highlight side, which I think, I love this. I love this. And I'm going to go into a teeny tiny pencil brush. This is a Morphe X Jaclyn Hill JH39. And I'm going to go into the Icy White shade. Pop that on the inner corner. Wow. And then I always like to, whatever inner corner shade I use, I like to just gently flick it up into the rest of the eye look. That is beautiful. I think I'm going to go into this darker shade down here, the highlight shade, and put that on the front part of the lower lash line. And then I'm going to go into, actually I'm going to do this one, the one that's kind of like white slash like yellowy goldy, and we'll put a little bit, oh, or a lot, for the brow bone. Alright, I'm going to curl my lashes with my REFERRAL eyelash curler, and I'm actually going to be testing out this Essence Lash Without Limits brown mascara. It's a new release from them. Let me do that and we'll come back and I'll wrap it up for y'all. All right, beauties, and here is the completed look. I think it looks stunning. And I really like that mascara too. Like, I haven't used brown mascara in a very long time. It kind of has the same like vibe and wand and stuff like that as the Maybelline Sky High, which I love. Yeah, I love this. Again, a couple of cons. It's very bulky. It's incredibly heavy. But I also think that's the special part about it, is because you can take one thing with you. This literally is all your blushes, your bronzers, your highlighters, everything. I feel like it performed very well. I love the little quick look that we created. I love that I can go very light to very dark with all the different, you know, components, the blush, the bronzer, the highlighter, the eyeshadow. I love, especially for somebody like myself, that I will go 4 to 5 shades lighter and darker throughout the year, and I'm constantly making sure I have to have a blush, a bronzer, this, that. I don't have to do that now. I genuinely think that they nailed this. I think it's a beautiful concept. I think it is well curated. I love the color combinations that they chose, each, you know, within each different chapter, so to speak. Again, mine was chapter 3 and it was $52. And I'll also note, because I do know that some beauties will ask, this is a 12-month shelf life. They are cruelty-free, and it was made in the PRC. I love this. Aside from those couple of teeny tiny little things, as far as like that one shade being a little bit, you know, drier, that's normal in my experience. And then those 4 blushes kind of having that weird, I guess, like film or something on them. I'm a little nervous about those, but everything picked up beautifully on the brush. It applied well. I like that you can take a less is more approach, but really intensify it and really punch up a look. I love that. I love this. Happy freaking birthday to me. It's not till March 5th, just noting that. It's just, it was international shipping, so I thought it would take a long time. So I was like, I'm ordering it now. I'm thrilled with it. I'm happy that I broke my no buy for the 2nd time already to get this beautiful purchase. Well worth $52. I have spent $90 on one palette before for eyes, so I'm not mad at it. What do you guys think? Did you pick this up? Are you considering picking it up? What do you think about the concept and stuff like that? Let's have that conversation down below. Thank you for joining me. Thank you to my beautiful channel members. I love you. Stay happy, healthy, and safe. And of course, be your own best beautiful. Bye, beauties.